If you're not tired of winning, then buckle up because today's show is a good one. I'm Kerri Lane, and this is The Kerri Lane Show. President Trump is dazzled with pageantry in the Middle East while he secures big wins for America. Plus, RFK Jr. exposes Democrats on Capitol Hill in a mic drop moment you have got to see. And Kristi Noem goes head-to-head with the left, obliterating their twisted take on due process. But first, we begin with President Trump working around the clock at building stability and security in the Middle East. This was the view from an F-15 fighter jet as Air Force One was preparing to land in Qatar. Now, the last time a president received a fighter jet welcome from a foreign nation was Ronald Reagan. This is a clear sign that America is back.
I think the big message here is the return of strong American leadership in the region and with allies and partners, strengthening those ties, economic, political, military ties, and also, without saying so, completely reversing the Biden policy in the Middle East.
Once on the ground, the display was nothing short of majestic. I'm talking camels, horses, sword dancers, and enough gold trim to make Versailles jealous. And Trump? He was in awe, not just of the celebration, but of the marble.
You look at this, it's so beautiful. As a construction person, I'm seeing perfect marble. This is what they call perfecto. And just a great job you've done, and what a beautiful place. And we appreciate those.
We're extremely honored to have you here. We're very excited, very happy. It's a historic visit. And I don't know if you know that you are the first American president to officially to visit Qatar. Right? So we're very honored.
And it wasn't just a show. Trump walked away with a record-breaking deal. Qatar Airways will buy $96 billion worth of Boeing aircraft, the largest 787 deal in history. That's jobs, stability, and American dominance in aerospace. Now, after the signing, it was back to the sword dancers. The leaders then headed off to a dinner that was supposed to be small.
I have a very good friend on my left. He said, do you mind if I invite just a few guests? And do you mind shaking hands with them just before dinner? I said, sure. I didn't know you were going to have 400 people. No, it's an honor. So I know so many of you, so many great people.
Trump knew he was in when the Qataris busted out one of his signature slogans. Watch this.
Together, the U.S. and Qatar are feeding and fueling the world. This energy partnership alone is also valued over $1.5 trillion. So we have been drilling for the last 4 years. And glad to have you back on board.
Then came the real headline. Trump became the first president in 25 years to meet with Syria's president. Not only that, he lifted sanctions, triggering a global shockwave. In return, Iran agreed to eliminate its stockpile of enriched uranium, pledged to never build nuclear weapons, and opened the door for full international inspections. This deal, it weakens Iran and fractures their alliance with Syria and Russia, a strategic win that Biden couldn't even imagine.
These last couple of days are among the most remarkable we've seen with an American president, and it is a tribute to Trump's long-term relationship with the Crown Prince in Saudi Arabia, to his commitment to the Abraham Accords, and to the fact that he has the guts to take the risks that most presidents would never have taken.
While Trump's sealing global wins, RFK Jr. is dismantling the Democrats' narrative live on Capitol Hill. In a dramatic exchange, a Democratic senator tries to weaponize the tragic story of Natalie, who's a stage 4 cancer patient. Now, the senator blames recent firings at the NIH for delaying Natalie's treatment and presses RFK Jr. for specific numbers of those fired. Watch how the senator responds when RFK actually offers to help Natalie.
If you contact my office tomorrow, I'll look specifically into that.
Well, that is not acceptable. I want an answer back by that. She deserves it. I do it. She doesn't have much time. She deserves an answer back.
And wouldn't you rather get her into that clinical trial as fast as you can?
Absolutely.
All right, so if you contact my office tomorrow, This is if that happened.
You are here to defend your budget.
I was so flabbergasted by her response that I had to go back and watch it a second time because she clearly had no interest in doing everything in her power to help Natalie. Instead, she was using her to try and score political points. Now, unfortunately, that was only one of many theatrical moments. Here's RFK Jr. destroying the left's narrative that Republicans are, I bet you can guess it, cutting Medicaid.
So do you disagree with the cuts that are being proposed for Medicaid right now?
Oh, the cuts to, this is I don't know if you understand this or whether you're just mouthing, the Democratic talking points. The cuts to Medicaid are for fraud, waste, and abuse. And I'll tell you what that means. It means that because of DOGE, we were able to determine, and it's about 8 million people who would be affected. Because of DOGE, we were able to determine that there are 1 million people who are claiming Medicaid from multiple states. That's illegal. It's theft. You're not allowed to do that. There are another 1 million people who are collecting both under Obamacare and
Mr. Secretary, that has nothing to do with the budget that's
These are
actually
the only
being
cuts that are
proposed
being
in the
made.
House.
These are the only cuts that are being made to Medicaid.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
The congressman didn't want to let RFK Jr. finish his answer because he knew RFK was right. Here's the full list of what's being cut from Medicaid. The 1 million people who are claiming Medicaid illegally are being cut, as you heard the secretary say. So are the 1 million that are collecting Medicaid and Obamacare, which is completely illegal. Then there's the 1 million illegals that are using Medicaid illegally. They're getting the axe. And so are millions of able-bodied adults on Medicaid who refuse to get a job and don't qualify. Those are the real cuts being made. And the crazy part is, Democrats used to actually agree with this.
As to illegal aliens, we agree with you that we do not think the comprehensive health care benefits should be extended to those who are undocumented workers and illegal aliens. We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country. We know now that too many people come in for medical care as it is. We certainly don't want them having the same benefits that American citizens are entitled to have.
That was then, and now they're defending gang members, which while we're on that topic, watch Kristi Noem torch Rep. Dan Goldman for fighting harder for an MS-13 gang member than his own constituents.
Mr. Abrego Garcia, pursuant to this court order.
It's got to be extremely discouraging to be one of your constituents. To see you fight for a terrorist like this and not fight for them is extremely alarming to me.
I'm fighting for due process, and that's under the Constitution.
The gentleman's time has expired.
Due process.
The gentleman's time has expired.
While Democrats run cover for violent criminals, DHS is begging the Supreme Court now with an emergency request to restore deportations that have been blocked by the lower courts. Why? Because TDA gang members who are detainees in a Texas ICE detention facility are barricading the doors of their housing unit with bed cots, they're covering surveillance cameras, and blocking the housing unit windows. The situation is so volatile that DHS calls it a direct threat to officer safety. What you're witnessing here, this isn't just a contrast in policies, it's a contrast in priorities. While Trump and RFK Jr. fight for American power, for safety and truth, the left is busy defending fraud, dysfunction, and foreign criminals. Now, up next, you're going to see a bombshell investigation that is launched into Joe Biden while the media turns on their own. It's good. Go ahead, click on that video you see now on your screen, and I hope to see you over there.